Hey guys, so I just came back from an event called People, Pint and Planet in central London, which are literally sustainability meetups for people across, well, multiple countries, but in my case, I went to the one in London and it was a great time. I met some great people, some of which were passionate about sustainability and were really interested in my work at termite hydrogen, pardon me. Although I learned some pretty interesting things too, which I kind of knew before, but people kind of put them into like different words and explained similar trends in different forms. So I spoke to somebody who worked, and well, a couple of people really, who work on the management, social science, policy, that type side. The side that I don't really know much about because I'm an engineer. But they basically said that there's a lot of gatekeeping about what work gets done to fight the climate, and it's in that way, I forgot what the word is, but pretty much people just going into business for themselves. And that kind of confirms what I already knew. Like a lot of this climate change work and sustainability work is performative. It's not for the betterment of the planet. It's not to save our families. It's for the clout. And honestly, that doesn't surprise me anymore, although it still disappoints me, to tell you the truth. And I kind of saw at this meetup, although a lot of people were interested in termite hydrogen, like really interested, a lot of people, probably in equal measure, were like, oh wow, that's really cool. Best of luck with that. And kind of just left it at that. And that just confuses me to no end because they're working in sustainability and I tell them about a potential whole new clean energy source which could kick global warming's ass. And it's just mild amusement. But then again, it does kind of validate what the person working in the social sciences sector said and what I kind of knew. And although I'm used to it by now, it still disheartens me that there are people in positions of power and people working with sustainability who just kind of just do it because it's a job, you know? Well, the passion just isn't there because I'm trying to spread the word about termite hydrogen so that other researchers can get on it. We can trial out the 3,000 almost different termite species and do it in time to fight climate change because termite hydrogen is such a multidisciplinary and new and unexplored field. And I was met with a lot of just mild amusement because I was hoping I'd go there and a lot of people would be like, wow, and it would help me spread the word about it. And a lot of people were like, wow, but maybe half, maybe, well, between a third and a half, like a lot less than I expected. And to tell you the truth, I said I'm getting used to it. Well, I said something to the effect of that I'm getting used to it, but maybe I'm not, you know? It's just very disheartening and it's very heavy, you know, that there are people working sustainability. And when you tell them about a whole new solution to climate change that could be the next big thing, it's just mild amusement. Well, I don't know why anyone else is working for sustainability or slash in sustainability. Maybe it's just a job to them. Maybe they like the clout, but I'm doing this to save the world and save my family and save your family too. That's why I'm doing it. So I'm going to keep going. And yeah, it might sound like I'm salty that people weren't interested. Am I? Honestly, yes, a little bit. You know, I busted my ass my whole damn life to get to this stage where I can do the terminal hydrogen PhD. It did not come easy, let me tell you that. And I go to a place where there's supposed to be a lot of shared enthusiasm about saving the planet, but the key word turned out to be that it was supposed to be. And a lot of the shared enthusiasm was hollow, it was artificial, and I'm just hoping that I can get to a stage where I can see more enthusiasm and we can get the wave going and there are people that are actually legitimately, genuinely passionate about saving the planet and saving their families, you know? So, yeah, if you're watching this, even if you're just a viewer, you can do a lot more than you think by just sharing the Thermal Hydrogen videos. Because if they go viral, and like I said, researchers around the world catch wind of it, they're like, hey, damn, this is something, and catch wind of it and get involved, and we communicate with each other our findings, we can do this in time. But I can't do this on my own. Emotionally, it is quite heavy. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I love doing the PhD, but when it comes to people and like how I've seen their reactions, or lack thereof in a lot of cases, I wake up quite pissed off every day, you know? Like, why aren't we all enthusiastic about saving the world and saving our families? You know, for those of you in the UK, Do you remember the heat waves we had at the end of July 2022? There were 40 degrees in the UK. I was in London, so that shit was even worse. Like, what the fuck was that, man? That was. I don't even know what to say without swearing because I'm supposed to try. I'm supposed to try and be a clean channel since I'm representing the University of Birmingham. But yeah, fuck it. What the fuck was that? And yeah, and when we literally get a taste of it, by the way, we also got a taste of the world shutting down when COVID happened. So, we're getting dirty, bitter tastes of what could come if we don't fucking do something about climate change. And the enthusiasm is not there, and that does bring me down. I message cold email, cold LinkedIn message, whatever, people on LinkedIn, and most of them ignore me. But why should cold messaging matter? I don't, I'm not weird about it. I'm like, I write the letters / messages pretty well and just get blanked, by people who are supposed to be top voices about sustainability on LinkedIn, you know? Honestly, fucking performative climate change, like activists or voices, shame on you, man. You're in a position of power where you could actually do things with your voice, and then you're just going to ignore me? Why? Because you've decided for yourself that I'm just, one of hundreds or thousands that tried to message about proposing their solutions, or you've decided for yourself that my thing is not, that thermal hydrogen is not going to work, or you've just decided, oh, I don't know this person, just ignore them. Like, yeah, I have to digest the fact that not everybody does sustainability to save their families and save the planet, and some people do it because it's trendy, but it's a tough pill to swallow, and I've been having trouble swallowing it for years, to tell you the truth. But yeah, I think the best thing is to just find a way to connect to more people who are genuinely passionate about saving the world and saving their family, and that can restore a bit of faith in humanity. I know I might sound like a lot of different negative words right now, and honestly, I really can live with that for those who think such things about me. But then ask yourself, right? Why do you feel these negative things about the way I'm acting, or the negative things that I'm saying, right? If I'm just trying to save the world and save my family and save yours too. I read a book called The Four Agreements, and it makes the argument that there's no such thing as a negative emotion. Oh, well, there is, but negative emotions aren't bad. There's no such thing as a bad emotion. Positive and negative emotions play their role, and do their duty. There's only good or bad actions. And it's true. You can act well on negative emotions, and you could act poorly on positive ones too. Wow, I really lost my train of thought. But, okay, my train of thought is, yes, I am being critical of people right now. I'm being critical of the status quo, I'm being negative about the status quo, but that doesn't mean I'm saying a bad thing. And defending the status quo and being positive doesn't mean you're saying a good thing. Yeah, I had quite a bit to drink before I had dinner, so as you just listened to, I've had a lot to say. I think we'll wrap it up, but I'm just going to wrap it up by saying that if you're passionate about saving the planet and saving your family and saving our families, please spread the word about thermal hydrogen. Yes, I can't 100% guarantee it's going to be the magic bullet or the magic Excalibur against the big global warming dragon in the sky, but it's got massive potential, and we'll give it our best damn shot, Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land among the stars or even the clouds. We don't know if thermal hydrogen 100% is going to work, but like I said, it's got promise. But if we don't do anything different, 100%, we're going to lose the fight to climate change. And I'm not going to let that happen, and maybe some other researcher who gets into thermal hydrogen will discover the key before me, but that's fine because the world gets saved. Or, yeah, we just got to give it our shot, man. We shouldn't be afraid of uncertainty. Just because, pardon me. Okay, this time I'm saying it for real. When we don't know that something will work, by definition, we don't know that it won't work, by definition. So, let's shoot for the moon, and let's save the world and save our families. Thank you so much for listening, and have a lovely day.